Sandy Golson back here with another look at some upcoming matchups in NCAA Division II. This time I'm going to turn the spotlight on the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference as we have some big Week 1 matchups, 3 of which will take place on Thursday, September the 5th, and the balance of the games will take place on Saturday, September the 7th. Should be some big matchups to kick off a great year of football across the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. I'm going to break down some of those games briefly next. So when you look at this GLIAC schedule, and one of the first things that you're going to see right off the bat on Thursday, September the 5th is going to be, of course, the big matchup, selfishly, for the Bulldogs of Ferris State, number 2 in the nation, going to be hosting the University of Findlay. Kickoff is going to be 7:30 p.m. from Top Taggart Field, and that's obviously going to be a big matchup for the Bulldogs, the defending GLIAC champions. And of course, last year, the national runner-up, Bulldogs finished with a 15-1 record overall and looking to host the Findlay Oilers. And that traditionally has been a pretty good matchup for the Bulldogs, as Oilers are a program that is a very solid program, has been for a number of years. And so you can expect that the Bulldogs will get a nice test right off the bat from Findlay. Bulldogs, of course, returning a very experienced lineup that they will send to battle in Week 1. So looking forward to that matchup, as the Bulldogs certainly going to be a big favorite coming into it, but they're not taking anything for granted, knowing that Findlay is a quality football program that's going to be looking to spring a big Week 1 upset, and obviously the Bulldogs do not want to allow that to happen. Another matchup that I think a lot of people are going to be looking at, not only in the GLIAC and regionally, but also nationally, and that's going to be the University of Indianapolis coming into Ashland, Ohio at 12th in the nation, and they will be taking on the number 20 Ashland Eagles in what should be a great non-conference regional matchup between the Greyhounds and the Eagles, and that should be a really good one as well. Ashland, of course, was a little bit of a younger team last year, and feeling like they have something to prove. They certainly want to climb back into that playoff picture, and they want to contend, of course, for the GLIAC championship as well. And so it's going to be some tough competition at the top of the GLIAC, but Ashland is hoping that they'll be right up there, banging heads with the likes of Ferris State, as well as Grand Valley State University, which we also expect to be a very good program as well. So that's going to be a big matchup. Kickoff 7 p.m. from Ashland, Ohio. The third matchup on September the 5th is going to be Slippery Rock coming out of Pennsylvania, and they'll be heading to Detroit to take on the Wayne State Warriors. Wayne State is a program looking to climb back up the ladder in the GLIAC and trying to make a name for itself among some tough competition week in and week out in the GLIAC. And they certainly are going to be looking to get off to a big start in Week 1 against Slippery Rock, a non-conference opponent that the Warriors are certainly going to need a win against that team as they look ahead. They don't want to look too far ahead, of course, to what's going to be taking place in Week 2, as Wayne State will be on the road in Missouri taking on Truman State in Week 2, but they certainly don't want to look past Slippery Rock in Week 1. So now we'll transition to Saturday, September the 7th, and we'll have Michigan Tech in non-conference action heading to Hillsdale. Should be a good matchup between those two programs, two very solid programs that are usually pretty balanced teams that really will like to run the ball. They'll pass, and they want to stop the run. So it'll be traditional kind of a blue-collar type of black and blue division NFL type game with the Huskies taking on the Chargers. So that's a 1 p.m. kickoff from Hillsdale. The second matchup on Saturday that we'll look at will be McKendree traveling all the way up to the UP to take on Northern Michigan University in the Superior Dome. That'll be a 1 p.m. kickoff on Saturday, September the 7th. So going to be a big trip there for McKendree, looking to spring the upset against Northern Michigan University. So that'll be a big non-conference matchup, I think, for the Wildcats. They certainly want to take another step forward in the development of their program, and they're going to have to really get off to a good start against McKendree, as McKendree is a program that's improved over the years, and it's going to be looking to take a big step in their own right. Our third matchup on Saturday will be the Tiffin Dragons, a former member of the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, traveling to nearby Midland, nearby if you're in Big Rapids like I am, to take on Northwood University. 1 p.m. kickoff there for those two teams. And, Northwood is a program that I think is looking to reestablish itself as Northwood for a number of years have been a really good program with the ability to run the football, stop the run, and be a little bit sneaky with the passing game. And I think they're hoping to reestablish themselves amongst the GLIAC powerhouses. As we know, the GLIAC is such a tough slate from start to finish, and every time you have an opportunity to get a win, whether it's non-conference or in conference, you really got to see if you can grab it. And you certainly, if you're Northwood, you want to defend your home field against the Tiffin Dragons. Tiffin is a program that's really improved a lot over the years, and there were times early in their existence in the GLIAC where it had been kind of an easy win for a lot of programs against them. But since then, it has not been nearly as easy going against the Tiffin Dragons. So should be a good test for Tiffin going to Northwood, and vice versa for Northwood looking to face Tiffin. Matchup number 4 will be Edinboro, the Fighting Scots, traveling all the way to Allendale to take on Grand Valley State University, as that should be a really big matchup there for the Lakers as they are trying to get back toward the top of the GLIAC, and know that there's going to be a big test. Anytime you have a non-conference opponent coming in, the Lakers are certainly hopeful that they are going to be able to reestablish themselves and try to climb the ladder. There's some tough competition again, but the Lakers are a bit part of that tough competition with the tradition that they've had over the years at the top of the GLIAC or near the top of the GLIAC, and certainly regionally and nationally with the success that Grand Valley's had as a program over the years. They're looking to get off to a big start on Saturday night, September the 7th, under the lights at Lubbers Stadium in Allendale. And our last matchup that we'll discuss will be Saginaw Valley State University on the road at Texas A&M Kingsville. So long trip there for the Cardinals as they will make that big non-conference swing down to Texas for what should be a very good matchup in week 1. Texas A&M Kingsville is one of those programs that over the years has had some success, and Saginaw Valley looking to climb back up toward the top of the GLIAC there, and with new coach Ryan Brady taking over, they're certainly looking to establish themselves. They've already had some success in terms of reinvigorating that program, and so we'll see what happens there with the Cardinals. Big road trip there, and I know there's going to be a lot of excitement in Cardinal land for Saginaw Valley State University trying to get off to a big start, 1-0. They hope overall before eventually they'll look ahead to GLIAC play, but it's going to be a big matchup there for the Cardinals. So those are our week 1 matchups from around the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Looking forward to breaking down the games afterward and then looking ahead to week 2. But great to be back playing football across the GLIAC, across the region, and across the nation. Looking forward to kickoff.